Yesenia Magali Melendrez Cardona told her father she wanted to follow in his footsteps. He had made the trek from Guatemala to the US 15 years earlier in search of a new life. In February, she left a job and her studies behind and headed north. Chiquimulilla, the town where she had spent her 23 years, had been ravaged by the pandemic. Unemployment was rising. The population was desperate. The streets were too dangerous to walk at night. On Tuesday, Yesenia found herself in a situation just as perilous as the one she had fled. A maroon Ford expedition bore a suspected smuggler and 24 people racing toward what they hoped would be safety. Yesenia and her mother, Verlyn Cardona, were wedged in the back when it drove through a breach in the fence separating Mexico from California. It was broadsided by a semi hauling two empty trailers. It came to a stop, windshield shattered at the intersection of Highway 115 and Norrish Road. 17 passengers were ejected from the SUV. When Verlyn regained consciousness in the back of the crumpled vehicle, her daughter was sprawled across her legs. El sueño Americano no se le cumplió, said Yesenia's father, Maynor Melendrez. She couldn't reach the American dream. Although the car's occupants hailed from different cities and countries, from Guatemala to Mexico, they were united by the hope of a better life and the false promise, fed by rumors, that now, under a new U administration, was the moment to reach for it. Instead, 13 of the car's 25 occupants were killed. Families were shattered. At least 10 of the dead were Mexican nationals. At least 4 women inside the car when it crashed were Guatemalan, 2 of them died. Falsehoods have increasingly spread in Guatemala, claiming that with a new president and new policies the doors were open for anyone to cross into the U.S., said Tekandi Paniagua Guatemala's consul general in Los Angeles. In reality, he said, the politics haven't changed a lot. Migrants come on a trip that is sold to them as an American dream, Paniagua said. But, in reality, it's an uncertain journey. Yesenia's uncle, Rudy Dominguez, fled Guatemala first, 16 years ago. Ahead of the trip, he said, he thought about the risks, the chance that he could be kidnapped, the possibility that he could be left to die in the desert. These are decisions you make, where you ask yourself, do I die over there? Or do I die fighting for a dream? When the pandemic hit, Dominguez said, the economy came crashing down. There were no jobs. Some people turned to theft and drug trafficking. Yesenia had been in her 4th year at the University of San Carlos, where she was studying to be a lawyer, when she and her mother decided to leave. The young woman was being harassed and threatened, according to her uncle. It was an emergency decision, Dominguez said. There they threaten you and they kill you. Their journey began Feb.